Hey, my people, this is Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxers Trainers Channel. And, excuse me, we're going to change over here right quick. We're going to change over and use the handheld device tonight. Okay. I'm being versatile. I'm using everything in my arsenal to my advantage. Uh, going live. Hello. Again, Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxer Trainer Channel, and we are live. And the topic tonight is about a fight that I'm quite sure we would love to talk about once we get to it. And before we get to it, I want to lay a little groundwork because that is what we do, right? We try to make everything, um, we try to lay out everything so that the viewers can get the gist of um, why we do what we do the way we do. You got it? Now, this particular champion, he's a champ. He's been a champ. Let me go get. Let me cut to the chase, right? Teofimo Lopez, formerly known as the undisputed, some say, but I say the unified lightweight champion of the world, after defeating Vasily Lomachenko for that specific title, right? Teofimo Lopez went on to lose that belt to George Kambosos Jr., right? 2023. Back up. 2022. It was the year 2022. No, excuse me. It was 2023 that George Kambosos took out uh, Teofimo Lopez. After Teofimo Lopez took out Vasily Lomachenko for the unified, which was considered as the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. There was controversy in that um, assessment based on the fact that Devin, the All-American Dream Haney, was the recipient of the WBC lightweight championship of the world. He acquired that belt by way of Vasily Lomachenko. Now I have had someone that came in the comment section and disputed that and said no, Vasily Lomachenko and um, Teofimo Lopez were undisputed. One was the recipient of the other. Once Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, who they alleged was the undisputed lightweight championship of the world, but that was not the case because Vasily Lomachenko uh, surrendered the belt, the WBC lightweight championship of the world, to Devin the Dream Haney because he didn't want to fight Devin Haney, right? And therefore, the bait, the belt was automatically um, given to the runner-up, which was at the time Devin the Dream Haney. Now that we've got that off our chest, let's do the uh, tape on Teofimo Lopez first, right? We're gonna do the tape on Teofimo Lopez first, and we'll get to his opponent shortly after that because there was a fight brewing, right? I'm just taking a different channel, a different. I'm going through a different process this time. Excuse me, seeking out the best process for my people, for my peep, as y'all call y'all people I'm going to use the term peep for the night. Okay, so um, Teofimo Lopez is 26 years of age. He's 5'7" with a 78.5 arm reach. He's a right-hander. He has 20 wins, 13 by knockout, one loss, and as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that loss was at the behest of George Kambosos Jr. And incidentally, I think it'd be appropriate that I mention this because we've already mentioned Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko, which those two boxers interchangingly trade off that unified lightweight championship of the world, which George Gambosis ended up winning that unified lightweight from, championship of the world from Teofimo Lopez. And the interesting thing about this particular issue is as it pertains to these specific boxes is George Kambosos Jr. and Vasily Lomachenko, Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, fight in May, right? For I believe it's one of those belts that David Haney surrendered when he gave up the undisputed. And it has to be the W. Wait a minute. I think it's the WBA because Shakur Stevenson has the WBC. Now I need to do some research on that. I have to do some research on that, people, because I that information is not before me. Notwithstanding the fact that I should have had it, but I traveled down a different road. But I'm not going to make any excuse for it. I reserve the right to get back with you on that specific belt. So again, Teofimo Lopez is 20 wins, 13 knockouts, one loss. He's never been stopped, and he has 0 draws. Right? Teofimo Lopez is currently the WBC, excuse me, the WBO junior welterweight champion of the world. Hello. So, and also he's the Ring Magazine champ. He holds that belt as well, the lineal champ. Right. So there had been some chatter in the boxing world, right, that KEYSHAWN Davis, whom is also a undefeated lightweight champion with 11 wins, I think 6 by knockouts. He's six KOs. He's never lost. He's never been stopped, and he has no draws. He is he holds a secondary belt. I believe it's the WBA, right? And he is doing everything he can to get in the ring with somebody that is a belt holder. And oddly enough, he went on the record and challenged Teofimo Lopez, right? He said that he would go up to 140 to beat down Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez said he would accept the challenge and fight KEYSHAWN Davis, right? So, in between waiting for the dates or going through the promoters to make the fight happen, Teofimo Lopez decided that he wanted to fight Steve Claggett, right? Steve Claggett and Teofimo Lopez are scheduled to fight in June 2024. The particular date is not at my disposal, or is it? No, it's not at my. I know it's. I don't have it at the moment. Right, disposal is not a good word. That actually that's what I was contemplating when I went to silence. Right, disposal is not a good word, but they have a date. No, they have the month. They have a month, which is June 2024. Uh, uh, the title fight between Teofimo Lopez and Steve Claggett. Now, I have not. This is actually the first time I have had conversation, so to speak, with Steve Claggett. Right? I know nothing about his history. I do happen to have the tape on him, and from what the tape entails, that he's a pretty good boxer. He's 34 years of age. He's 5'8" as well as Teofimo Lopez, so that would make it interesting. Reach a height. Uh, uh, um, that would make an interesting uh, height conversation because both of them are the same size, height rather. He has a 70-inch arm reach. He's a right-hander. He has 38 wins, 26 by knockout. He has 7 losses. He's been stopped once. He have 2 draws as well. Right. The record reflects that he has an extensive record, and it's nothing in his record that indicates that he wouldn't be capable of making a good fight with Teofimo Lopez. Notwithstanding the fact that Teofimo Lopez did accept the fight with um, KEYSHAWN Davis, right? And I remember the back and forth between the two, Teofimo Lopez and KEYSHAWN Davis, right? It was at a interview with both of them was on the same card, and it was at a face-off. They were on they were doing a face-off, but they wasn't doing a face-off with one another. Teofimo Lopez and KEYSHAWN Davis just happened to be sitting next to one another, right? During the discourse of the face-off, right? And so they had a conversation, and it was kind of derogative. It was kind of like spirited, right? Um, Keyshawn Davis was per se checking Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo Lopez had said something to a reporter about Keyshawn Davis, and Keyshawn Davis said he didn't like it, and Teofimo Lopez said, "Well, they say things that I don't say, I didn't say," and Keyshawn Davis said, "I heard the tape," right, as to put to rest that he did say it, and basically called Teofimo Lopez a liar. Right? Teofimo Lopez went on to say that he didn't mean any harm, and he apologized, and uh, extended his hand. They shook hands, and after that, it went to Keyshawn Davis went to call him out. You know what I mean? It was like Keyshawn Davis was waiting for the moment, right, to call Teofimo Lopez out. And eventually he did, and he made it known that he wanted to fight him, and he felt he could whoop him, and he felt that Teofimo Lopez was ducking him. Plus, there was some other controversy involved with this during the course of that particular conversation, right? And that was um, I'm I'm lost for a word, right? Okay, let's do it like this. Keyshawn Davis had a misunderstanding that led to fisticuffs with Teofimo Lopez's dad. Something about Teofimo Lopez's dad, I think he used the N word, and that caused Keyshawn Davis to go off. I mean, off and off to the point where he allegedly knocked Teofimo Lopez's dad out. Right, this happened some years ago. Right, but there was always this suspected a notion between the Teofimo Lopez team, which I'm referring to Teofimo Lopez and Teofimo Lopez's dad, because Teofimo Lopez knew. So I'm going to take back the allegedly knew that Keyshawn Davis knocked out his dad. So there was a lot of mess going on in between these two boxes, and it got to the point where Teofimo, no, where Keyshawn Davis uh, felt like he was ready to take on Teofimo Lopez, and he called him out, and he called him out on several occasions, and it got to the point where Teofimo Lopez got up got up in arms about Keyshawn Davis constantly calling him out. Right, Keyshawn Davis, I mean, was really on his helmet about wanting to fight him. Right, so Teofimo Lopez finally said, okay, we'll fight, but we're gonna fight in Puerto Rico. This will be the first time that I fought in my home country, and if you want to fight, that's what we're gonna fight. All agreed. Keyshawn Davis agreed. He said he didn't care what he fought at. He know he could whoop Teofimo Lopez, and let's make the fight. So the fight was to be made. Both boxers agreed to fight. They took it to the promoter, and that was the last that I heard of that. And that was about 2 months ago. Now we're talking about Steve Claggett. That's who Teofimo Lopez has decided to fight. So, with all the rigmarole that's going on around Teofimo Lopez, and I don't know if I made enough. I don't know if I made it a factual case to say that Teofimo Lopez is actually ducking Keyshawn Davis, right? But but in my opinion, based on what I've said, based on the fact that Teofimo Lopez agreed to fight Keyshawn Davis, but now is fighting Stephen Claggett, right? It is safe to say, as a pundit, as a trainer, and as a person that loves the sport as much as the next man that loves the sport, Teofimo Lopez just ducked Keyshawn Davis. Now, I know there's Keyshawn Davis. No, excuse me. I know that there's Teofimo Lopez fans out there that's gonna say, "Oh, that old man, he's a whack. He's a whack job." You know what I mean? He doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. Yeah, I get it. I'm talking about somebody's favorite boxer, Teofimo Lopez, right? But the fact of the matter is, as I stated, Teofimo Lopez agreed to fight Keyshawn Davis approximately 2 months ago, and now he's fighting Steve Claggett, a fella that none of us seems to know anything about. What do you think about that? Is he ducking or isn't he ducking? Did I make enough? Did I put enough inferences together to imply that Teofimo Lopez is ducking Keyshawn Davis? I think that I did. And actually, I think I did a pretty splendid job of doing so. What do you guys think? That's all I got for y'all tonight. I'd appreciate it so much, but y'all been doing me a real uh, honorable service by really showing a bunch of love in regards to my I just get emotional when we start talking about this. As in regards to my subscriberships, right? I mean, I'm like 23 away from the halfway mark, which is the 500 um subscribers, right? I went from 126, like maybe I want to say 4 days ago, to 4 77, right? I mean, I am overwhelmed with joy, and this old guy couldn't thank you guys enough for making me feel good about what I do when it comes to this boxing game, right? And it's just I just need for you guys to hang in there with me and until I get this thing all the way up to speed where it's at the plateau where I need to be in order to have a success sticker on my label on my back, if you know what I mean. With that, uh, I'd appreciate if y'all continue to hit that subscription button, share my video uh, with your friends and relatives, and drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think about Teofimo Lopez and whether he ducked Keyshawn Davis or not. I'm waiting. I want to hear about that. With that, I'm gone. Good night.